Sahel. Okay. If you need more time, do let me know. Or shall we start? Gaurav, Vasu. Okay, then let's start. So in this case, first of all, the information given to me uh, talks about that there is a total text involved. Just give me a sec. Here he says that there is a total tax involved and there is a corporate income tax, and on the other side there is individual income tax payers also. But in the table we are given only two things. One is total income tax collections and second is corporate. So first of all, by subtracting the two, we have to find uh, the individual taxpayers like collections also. So to solve this caselet in least possible time frame, we should ideally frame one more table, which is for budgeted as well as actual. So if we do it separately, our job would be relatively easier. So I am forming one table for budgeted one and the other table for actual one. So better would be if you guys also frame a table so that we are all on the same page, and later on also you will remember what we all did in this particular case. So in this year we are having data for 5 years, so I am taking 5 rows here. So one is going to be total, one is going to be corporate. Difference of these two is going to be individual tax. So first of all, I'm just going to write all the values of total income tax collections budgeted. It is 275, 345, 395, 520, and 730. Now I am taking corporate income tax collections, which are 235, 300, 340, 425, and 560. Difference of these two is going to be individual collections, which is 40 in this case, 45 in this case, 55 in this case, 95 in this case, and 70 in this case. Likewise for actual, it is 285. So once we are done with this table, it's very easy now to answer all the questions. So this data is for year 4, 5, then 5, 6, 6, 7, 7, 8, 8, 9. Okay, right. Thank you, Sanjay. I forgot to write one. Right. Now, in question number 1, he says if the absolute growth of total income tax collections budgeted in the year 7-8 as compared to the previous year. So, we are talking about this value with respect to this now. So, growth in this case is going to be the difference of two values, which comes out to be 125. Then he says this had been the same as the growth of total income tax collection actual in 8-9 with respect to previous year. So if we observe the difference between these two values, 700 minus 540 comes out to be 175. So instead of increase of 125 in this value, he says the increase is of 175, which means this value is going to be 50 more. I hope this part is clear to each and every student. Be quick, guys. Tell me yes, no. Okay, good, good. So then he says, right, then the individual income tax collections budgeted for the year 7-8 would have been. Assume all other value remain the same. So if this increases by 50 and this value remains the same, so I can definitely say that this value has to increase by 50. Only then sum of these two will be this new value. So he's asking what is this new value? Answer comes out to be 145, which is 95 plus 50. Is this question clear, guys? Okay, good, good. Shruti, here he says that this value instead of increasing by 125 increased by 175, which means this value will be 50 more. Now it becomes 570. Is it clear? Okay. Then he says this value will remain the same. So what will be the change in this value? Because sum of these two is this value. So this has to increase by 50 if there is no change in this value. Done? Good. Okay, now in question number 2 he says for how many of the given years the efficacy ratio of at least two of total income tax collection, corporate and individual tax collection is greater than 1. Now it is defined here that it is equivalent to budgeted upon actual. So if I go with total ratio, so this is budgeted, this is actual, we can see this ratio is less than 1 because 275 is less than 285. 235 is less than 240, so it is again less than 1. If two values out of 3 are less than 1, so I need not check third value. So 45 is not one of the value I'm looking for. 345 upon 335 is more than 1. 300 upon 307 is less than 1. 45 upon 28 is more than 1. So in this case, in at least two of the three categories, the efficacy ratio is more than 1. So 5-6 has to be counted as one of the year. Then in 6-7, 395 upon 405 less than 1. 340, 335 more than 1. 55, 70 is again less than 1. So two values are less than 1 goes out. 520, 540 is less than 1. 425, 430 less than 1 goes out. 730 upon 715, 560 upon 500 both are more than 1. So count comes out to be 2. Is it clear, guys? Good, good. Any doubt in this again? Tell me. Good, good. Okay, then let's move on to third. So in third it says in which of the following years for either of the corporate income tax collections or total income tax collections The percentage growth of income tax over the previous year for both the budgeted and actual is approximately the same. So for corporate and total, out of these two, in any one of the case, because here he has mentioned or, in any one of the case, my growth should be the same for budgeted as well as for actual. If it is the same, so those years are going to be my answer. Like if I do it for 5, 6. So here the growth will be difference of these two upon 275. Right. Now this question is bit calculation intensive, and the time which I gave you of around 10 minutes was specifically for this question only, that you can carry all the calculations carefully. So difference between these two values comes out to be 70 upon 275 is the percentage change. So in other case, difference of these two comes out to be 50 upon 285 is the percentage growth in this case. So if we see whether they are same or not, it's quite clear that this value 70 is 40% more than 50. On the other side, base is also coming down, which means this value will be more than this value by more than 40%. So they to can never be equal. Is it clear, everyone? This calculation is clear to each and every student. Vasu, 70 is more than 50 by 40%. Vasu, you tell me how 70 is more, by how much percentage 70 is more than 50? Huh? Okay. So these two values are not equal. So then on the other side, if we observe corporate, difference of these two comes out to be 65 upon 235, and here difference is 67 upon 240. Now guys, these two values are very close. So now calculate the exact value for this as well as that one. Be quick. Okay, Vasu, it means you used calculator. Always do these kind of calculations without calculator. Come on guys, be quick. Solve these two values. So let's do it. So this value comes out to be 27.65 and this value comes out to be 27.91. As the question says, they should be approximately equal, right? So they are quite close, right? So this here comes out to be 2005-6. So likewise, we have to carry this calculation for all other set of values. And you will find that this is the only value which is satisfying. So answer comes out to be 2005 and 6. Is it clear, everyone? Okay, good, good, good. Any doubt in this? Tell me. But you have to carry all the calculations on your own. So it would be better that you guys do a lot of practice on these kind of values also, that how quickly we can observe them, because we cannot find percentage values in all cases, right? Okay, in question number 4 it says which of the following statements is are true? Percentage contribution of no Sabiha. Now I just said that you have to do calculation for 7 8 also. Yes, yes. But anyhow that will not satisfy, so that's why I said let's like wrap it up only, because now you know how to do it. So main concern is only question should be clear. Done, Sabiha? Okay. And fourth it says which of the following statements is are true? So percentage contribution of the corporate income tax actual collections. So which is this value? For the period 0405, sorry, in the year 08 has decreased in the year 0809 in comparison to the year 0506. So here contribution will be 240 upon 285 in percentage terms, and here it is 500 upon 715. So by looking at the values itself, we can see that this is somewhere around 85-90% of the base, and this is far far less. Is it clear, everyone? This is somewhere around 70% only. Done. So it shows that there is a decrease. So first statement is correct. And second it says simple annual growth rate of actual income tax paid by individual taxpayers for the period 0405 to 0809 is more than 90%. So actual income tax paid by individual taxpayers 45 to 115. Difference of the two is 170 upon 45 into 100 is the percentage growth, which is to be divided by period, which is 4, to get simple annual growth rate. So if I solve it, 4 into 45 comes out to be 180. So 17 by 18 can clearly be observed that is more than 90%. So second is also true. So if we look at answer options, 1 and 2 are true. So answer has to be E only, which means all three are true. Vasu, we have done it many a times in previous classes also. Is this question clear, everyone? Question number 4 done. Any doubt in this case, let tell me. Okay, then let's move on to next case. Let. So 10 minutes for this case. Let. Right, Subhadeep, right. Basu, first and third are wrong. Viswajit, first is correct, second is wrong, third is correct. Viswajit, check second only. Guys, 10 minutes are over. Shall we start? Okay, take 2 more minutes. Right, Vasu. It is cannot be determined, Kushakar. CBD stands for cannot be determined. Right. Okay, I think let's start our discussion now. So in this caselet, we are given four exams, four subjects rather of an exam, and scores of four students. Statement one says no student obtained the same marks in any two subjects. So like if I observe it for Zoya, if it is 5 here, it cannot be 5 here, it has to be 6 then, right? If it is 6 here, it cannot be 6 there, it has to be 5 then. And likewise for any other student or any other subject for that matter. Now to solve it, first of all, we need to calculate the minimum or maximum marks any student can get, or the minimum or maximum marks total like of all the students in all the four subjects. Like when it comes to Zoya, one thing is clear that in finance and life sciences, the total marks are going to be 11. If we get 3 in this and 7 in this, minimum marks that Zoya can score is going to be 21. So with 11, if I take 3 and 8, it will be 22. If I take 4 and 8, it will be 23. So marks of Zoya are in the range 21 to 23. It can be any of the three values. Likewise for Kate, these two values add up to 11. Right. Again, we observe like value set is the same. So marks for Kate again will be in the range 21 to 23. For Frida, 3 and 4 are here, which add up to 7. This is fixed. 7 plus 6 is 13. 13 plus 7 or 13 plus 8 are the possibilities for Frida, which is either 20 or 21. For Latika, again 5 or 6, which is similar to either Zoya or Kate, 3 or 4, 7 or 8. Combination is same. So again, her marks will be in the range 21 to 23. As we can see, for Zoya, Kate, and Latika, marks can be any of 21, 22, 23. So these three values has to be at these three positions only. So 21 can never be the marks of Farida. So with this, we are now sure that marks of Farida are definitely 20. So if marks of Farida are a total of 20, so this will definitely add up to 7 plus 6, 13. So this has to be 7. This can never be 8. Tell me guys, is this part clear to each and every student? Rupayan, let's do it again. I hope this is clear. 21, 22, 23 have to be the marks of Zoya, Kate and Latika, because this is in the range 21 to 23. This is also. Rupayan, if this is clear, then 21 cannot come in this place. It goes out. Total marks of Frida have to be 20. Is this clear? So the moment you are able to fix 20 here, it is 3 or 4, which will add up to 7. This is fixed. 7 plus 6, 13. So it has to be 7 here. It can't be 8. Done? Okay, good. Now likewise we have to do it for like subject wise also. So 5 or 6, 5 or 6, 3 or 4, 7 or 8 gives me marks in the range 21 to 23. In public service, 5 plus 6, 11. 11 plus 3, sorry, rather I should go for 7 plus 11 plus 7 is 18. 18 plus 3 or 18 plus 4 will be here, which is either 21 or 22. For life sciences, again, the combination is similar to finance, so they are in the range 21 to 23. For optics, 3 and 4 add up to 7 plus 6, 13. 13 plus 7 or 8 is 20 or 21. Now going by the same logic which we used here. Life sciences, public service, finance are having marks in the range 21 to 23. So we can say this cannot be 20, it has 21, it has to be 20 only. The moment we are able to fix this 20 here, this cannot be 8, this goes out, it has to be 7. If it cannot be 8, it cannot be 23, so the upper limit will be 22 then. Is this part clear, everyone? Good, good. Now let's try to answer our questions. In 50 says, what is the aggregate of the marks obtained by the four students in optics? So now optics adds up to 20, so B is the answer. Which of the following subjects the aggregate marks obtained by all the four mentioned students can never be maximum? So optics goes out. So 23 we can see is the upper limit. It can be in life sciences or finance. It cannot be in public service as well. Out of optics and public service, only public service here, which means 2 is the answer. Question number 6 is clear, guys? Good, good. Okay, in 7th it says the aggregate marks secured by Zoya when Kate gets 7 marks in finance. So if Kate gets 7 marks in finance, this 8 goes out. So if this 8 goes out, this comes out to be 22, which means if marks of these two students are 21, 22, marks of Latika has to be 23 only. So 21, 22 are not possible for Latika. Now if it is 23, it is any of 5 or 6, but this has to be 8 and this has to be 4, which means this 3 goes out, this 7 goes out. So if this is 4, it cannot be 4, this has to be 3, right? If this is 3, we can clearly see 22 goes out. The only possibility left is 21, right? If marks of this Kate are 21, marks of Zoya has to be 22. So right answer option is B. Is it clear? Prithvi, like in this case, let all the values are in range, like in ranges, right? Either this or that, either this or that. There are two ways of doing it. One would be that you go for a range like this, which we have like written here, or you have to frame different tables for all the possibilities. So if you go for framing different tables, that is not a way we use our reasoning skills, right? And yes, Rupan, that's what I'm saying, right? So if you start thinking like, let's say Zoya get 7 in optics, then what will happen? If you frame such a tables, then just think of how many tables you have to frame, right? And in that case, there is no reasoning ability which is getting involved. You are just doing it mathematically by writing all the possibilities. And we just cannot write 20, 30 possibilities for any such a caselet. So we have to go with the possibilities, whatever we come across. So when we can see it that there is this is the only information we can like track out. So then move on to questions and then see what all can be done. Is it done, Prithvi? Right. Let's move ahead. Okay, guys, 15 minutes for this caselet. No, Rupan. Right. 10th is correct. Good. Okay, guys, 15 minutes are over. So tell me the status. Shall we start? Right, Vasu. Guys, shall we start? Okay, then let's start. Let's do it. So in this case, right now, uh, first of all, for majority of the students, it becomes bit difficult to comprehend what all is given. But whenever you come across a caselet wherein, let's say, you are not able to solve question number one or two, but kindly go through all questions to check what all questions are doable at least. Like in this caselet, first two questions are reasoning based, but question number 10 and 11 are more or less direct. They are only calculation intensive, but they will ensure that you guys are done with at least two questions out of the four. If you are not able to solve 8 and 9, 10 and 11 were must. So now let's see what all is given. So table 1 gives the percentage composition of six categories of employees in the company as on 1st January. So any employee who quit the company did so on 31st December of that year. It means within a year there is no joining or leaving event happening. So there were 27.5% engineers, 32% engineers, 8 and 6 likewise. And here we are given revenue and salary per employee. And one term productivity quotient is defined here as the ratio of total revenue contributed by the employees to the total salary paid in the given year. So question number 10 was direct according to this. What is the productivity quotient of EduMedia in the year 2007? So you can assume your total number of employees to be X or 100. Whatever you will assume, finally it will get cancelled out like in the numerator and denominator. So it does not make any difference to me. So let's take it to be 100 only. So in 2007, the calculation here comes out to be 27.5 into 24 plus 8 into 46 plus 18 into 42 plus 37.5 into 16 plus 4 into 20 plus 5 into 40 divided by total salary paid, which is 27.5 into 6 plus 8 into 12 plus 11 into 18 plus 37.5 into 5 plus 4 into 6 plus 5 into 10. So this was the only calculation required. Is it clear, everyone? Okay, now be quick and solve it. Be quick, solve it. No, Vasu, no. Now just solve these questions what we are discussing right now. We will do other questions later on now. Right, Rupan, right, Sanjay. Right, Vasu. I hope a question is clear to all. We should skip the calculation part. So answer comes out to be 3.7 after solving it. Is it done? Shall we move on to next question? Okay, let's solve 11th. In 11th it says there were 300 employees in Edumedia in 2008. So now this is 32% of 300, which is 96. 6% of 300 is 18. 20% of 300 is 72. 28% is 84. This is 18. This is 12. So those many employees are there in 2008. And he says in '08, what would be the difference in actual salary cost and a projected salary cost with a productivity quotient of 4.5? Actual salary cost can be calculated out of this. Projected salary cost is to be calculated with productivity quotient at 4.5. So if I calculate actual salary cost, it is going to be 96 into 6 plus 18 into 12 plus 72 into 11 plus 84 into 5 plus 18 into 6 plus 12 into 10. So solve this equation, guys. Be quick. Tell me what is the solution of this. Right, Sanjay. No, Vasu, check it again. No, Biswajit. Okay, let's do it. So 96 into 6 comes out to be 576. 18 into 12 comes out to be 216. 72 into 11 comes out to be 792. 84 into 5 comes out to be 420. 18 into 6 comes out to be 108, 120. So 6 plus 6, 12. 12 plus 2, 4. 12 plus 10, rather go for 22. 2 carried ahead. 7, 8 plus 2, 10. 10 plus 11, 21. Plus 2, 23. 2 carried ahead. 7, 8, 9, 10, 16, 20, 21, 22. So sum is 2232. Is it clear, everyone? So at least addition should be correct. Basudit, Ashish, is it done? Okay, fine, fine, Vasu. मे बी ऊपर नीचे कुछ देख लिया होगा. No issues. Okay, now, so this is the actual salary cost. Now we need to calculate projected salary cost here, which is going to be dependent on productivity quotient. So productivity quotient defined as total revenue upon total salary paid, right? So I'm just writing it here. Productivity quotient is total revenue upon total salary paid. As it is given to me, revenue is same in both the situations. So if your revenue is same, so can I say if you will change your productivity quotient, your total salary is bound to change. So when productivity quotient is there, total revenue is there, it will help me in finding projected salary cost. So projected salary cost here is total revenue which is generated. So that is 96 into 24 plus 18 into 46 plus 72 into 42 plus 84 into 16 plus 18 into 20 plus 12 into 40 divided by productivity quotient, which is 4.5. Now be quick, carry this calculation everyone. Now there should not be any mistake. So let's see here, you are taking a lot of time. So once you will solve it, it will result in 1800. So difference between these two comes out to be 432. So the closest answer option comes out to be 419. So technically there is no correct answer option in this question, but 419 being the closest, we have to go with 419. Is it clear everyone? Okay, let's move on to question number 8 and 9 now. Now tell me, what are the minimum number of employees in year 2007? What are the minimum number of employees in 2007? Can you guys think of it? Good, Prithvi. So you have to take value such that when you take 27.5% of this number, or 8%, or 18, or this, or this, or this, the result is always an integer. Viswajit, for 36, like if you take 8% of 36, it is in decimals. So number of people cannot be in decimals. Gaurav, 1000 will work out, but I am asking minimum number of employees. So in this case, as all the sum of all these values is 100, if I take total to be right, Sanjay, if I take total to be 100, still these two values will be in decimals. So to compensate this zero point 0.5, zero point 0.5, I am required another 2. So we can say that the total number of employees in 2007 has to be a multiple of 200. Is it clear, everyone? We are already done with one such caselet in class of bar charts. So anyhow, if you guys have forgotten the concept, kindly go through the same. Likewise, in 2008, tell me the minimum number of employees, if you remember now. Minimum number of employees in 2008. No, Biswajit. No, Prithvi. No, no, no. I told you in that class, if all the values are integers, right? And out of them, if at least one value is odd, so 100 will work out. But when all the values are even, and in that case, if there is one number which is a multiple of 2, then 50 will work out. सब भूल चुके हो तुम लोग सब कुछ. Kindly go through that session also. Is it done? So if you take 32% of 50, 6%, 24%, all the values are going to be integers. Go through bar charts. So now in this case, first of all, we were required the minimum value which can be there in 2007 or likewise in 2008, and we can see here a multiple of 200 has to be there. Here a multiple of 50 has to be there. Now question number 8 says if the total number of employees in the year 2008 increases by 10% over the year 2007, then the number of employees who quit EduMedia in the year 2007 is at least. So if we are looking forward to minimum number of employees who are leaving the organization, then in that case we need to think of whether we should go with minimum value or maximum value, what kind of value. But before getting into that, we need to fix this 10%. So if there are 200k employees in 2007, increase of 10% gives me a total of 220 employees in 2008. But in 2008, number of employees must be a multiple of 50 as well. So the number of employees in 2008 comes out to be multiple of 50 and 220, which is 1100k. Now, if the number of employees in 2008 are 1100, which is 10% more than 2007, so we can say number of employees in 2007 must be 1000k, and we can clearly see it is a multiple of 200, so I need not take LCM anymore now. So 1000k and 1100k are the two numbers which are definitely going to satisfy, like the breakup of all the employees of 7 and 8, along with that increase of 10% in the employees. Is this part clear, guys? Good, good. So now we need to focus on, because we are required minimum number of people leaving the group. It being a multiple of 1,000, it can be any 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000, and all. And the way number of people will increase, the number of people who left the group will also increase. So that's why we have to keep this value to minimum possible, which are 1,000 and 1,100 only, such that the least the number of employees, the least number of people will leave the group. Is it clear? Because Basujit given to me was increase of 10%. So if you increase 200 by 10%, it results in 220. Is it done, Basujit? Okay. So if there are 1,000 employees in 2007, so engineers are going to be 275, CS are going to be 80, MBAs are going to be 180, graduates are going to be 375, PG are going to be 40, others are going to be 50. So out of 1100, they are going to be 44, they are 66, they are 308, they are 240, not 240, 264, they are going to be 66, they are going to be 352. Now in 2007, there were 275 employees. In next year, there are 352. So can I say when we are required the minimum number of people leaving the group, I will consider that no one left the group out of engineers. Out of 80, leftover are 66. So we can say at least 14 people left the company. From 180, it became 264 as the number is increasing. Again, we can say no one left this particular department, right? This particular group. Out of graduates, 375 came down to 308. So we can say at least 67 people left the group. 40 rose to 60, no one left the group. 50 came down to 44, at least 6 people left the group. So the total number of employees who left the company are the sum of these three values, which add up to 87. Is it clear, everyone? Just go through this. Any doubt in it? Tell me. Okay, good. Okay, now take 2 minutes time and try question number 9 if you can do it. So please keep these things in mind now and try to solve it. And now, Kushagar, you have to go through the video again. Now solve this question. No, Bispreet, no. Right, Basu, right. Good. Are you getting it, guys, or shall I solve it? Tell me, guys, you need more time, or shall we start? No, Gaurav, no. Okay, guys, let's do it then. So, in this case, he says the number of employees in each of the six categories increased at least by 20% in 2008 over 2007. So, if the number of employees in each category increased by 20%, can I say that the total employee strength from 2007 to 2008 increased by at least 20%? Is this part clear, everyone? Good. So, if again I am required, if the growth rate in 2009 is twice of that in 2008, then the number of graduates in edu media in 2009 is at least. We are required least number of employees in 2009. So can I say they will be the least if the number of employees in 7 and 8 are the least? Is this clear also? In 2009, number of employees will be least if in 2007 and 8 number of employees are least because everything is getting corrected now. So the least number of employees in 2007 can be 200, and here the number of employees has to be 20% more than this. Along with that, it has to be a multiple of 50 also. So if I increase it by 20%, it becomes 240. But to get a value which is a multiple of 50 also, I have to take a number like 250, 300, 350 kind of. Is this clear? Is this clear, everyone? Okay, so now we have to go with the breakup of 200 under all the categories. So 27.5% of 200 comes out to be 55. Then in next category it is 16, then 36, 75, 8 and 10. So they are the number of employees under different heads. So likewise, if I take 32% of 250, tell me guys, what is the value? 32% of 250. Be quick. Good, Sanjay. No, Prithvi. It is 80. So from 55 to 80, we have to observe whether there is increase of 20% or not. Because given to me is the number of employees in each category increased at least by 20%. So 20% of 55 is 11, and the difference between the two is more than 11. So we can say that the growth is more than 20%. If I go with next category, 6% of 250 is 15. Here we can say that there is a decrease instead of increase, which means 250 will not work out along with 200. Is this part clear, everyone? 250 will not work out along with 200. So I have to take next value than 300. Because when I took 250, this value already satisfied. Problem was with this number. So I have to check it out. So 6% of 300 comes out to be 18. And still we can see that the growth is not more than 20%. So this 18 is again not possible, which means this 300 is also not possible. So we have to check it for 350 now. So 6% of 350 comes out to be 21. And now we can see that its 20% is 3.2, and the difference is more than that. This is getting satisfied. Now we have to check it for all other values also. So you will find that 350 satisfies this criteria for all the departments. Is this clear? Now he was talking about that the growth from 2007 to 2008 is double. Then what are the number of graduates in 2009? Right. So now we need to calculate 28% of 350, which comes out to be 98. So from 75 to 98, our value has grown by 23 by 75. So I'm keeping it in fraction only. Now this growth has been doubled, multiply by 2. So in 2008, this is the employee strength. In 2009, your value will grow by 46 by 75. So new value comes out to be 1 plus 46 by 75 into 98. Is this part clear, guys? So when you will solve it, it will result in 158.10. So majority of the students will still do a mistake by reaching here as well, because they just go with integral values in most of the cases and skip decimal value. So minded 158 is not the answer. So they are the minimum number of students in 2009. So any value less than this is not possible, right? So we were looking forward to the closest number, which is 159, which is more than this. Is it clear, everyone? Okay, good, good, good. So please solve this specific caselet a couple of times, because I think this is the first caselet so far which no one else like able to solve. Hardly a couple of questions. So 8 and 9 are very important questions. So kindly do it again and again repeatedly so that you always remember these type of cases. And in question number 9, please focus on the final outcome, that how to check my final answer out of it. So we have to mark 159 and not 158. So please keep these things in your mind. Okay then guys, let's keep it this much only. So I have a class. So will catch you up in next week. So I'm signing off. Kushagra, uh, because here value is 200 and the growth is at least 20%. So this number has to be minimum of 240. But in 2008, value must be a multiple of 50 also. So I have to take this value as 250 because at least 20% growth is taken care of. Number is a multiple of 50 also. Okay, done. Okay, guys, I'm signing off. Bye bye. Take care. Thank you, Prithvi. Thank you. Welcome. Thank you.